So you're dreaming about a last-minute Disney trip, or maybe you're actually booking a last-minute Disney trip. We have got the hacks, the tips, and the secrets to make sure you get the best trip you possibly can. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and this is a near and dear to my heart topic. I am always booking last minute Disney trips because I have to get out there for one reason or another. And so my team and I have put our heads together and come up with all of our secret tips and tricks to make sure that your last minute Disney trip is hacked appropriately and that you have the best trip that you can. So number one, be flexible with those FastPasses. So be ready to book FastPasses as soon as you get your park ticket. If you're 30 days out from your trip, you're still going to beat everyone else who's staying off site. So book those FastPasses. Remember, you can always change them if you need to. And whenever you're making them, you're going to want to keep your plans loose. If you manage to snag one of those hard to get FastPasses like Slinky Dog, Flight of Passage, or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, plan around those. Lots of other attractions are easy to change even the day of. And always keep checking for last minute FastPasses because people cancel or change their FastPasses all the time. So keep on checking and you might get lucky. We've even gotten last minute FastPasses for pretty much all of the headliner attractions on the same day. So we can certainly say it's possible. The best way to do that, by the way, is on your My Disney experience. You just keep clicking around to different times and keep refreshing in different times, and those FastPasses might pop up. Next thing to know is to grab those last-minute dining reservations. Believe it or not, even though we always recommend that you book those dining reservations at 180 days in advance, there are still some great restaurants available on the day of. So you're going to want to be flexible with your meal plans, but there's still great options. Even the most popular restaurants can be booked on the same day, so keep trying. And luckily, Disney World has a lot of under-the-radar restaurants that we love and never seem to end up too crowded, like Sanaa, the Plaza Restaurant, Grand Floridian Cafe. That Grand Floridian Cafe brunch is amazing. I have one team member for DFB who goes there every chance she can, and I don't blame her. Those are all fairly underrated, and you can usually snag a last-minute reservation at those locations for an incredible meal. Now, don't forget, you can dine in lounges instead of getting advanced dining reservations. That way, you don't have to worry about planning reservations at all. You just go when you can. You work around your FastPasses, you work around what you're there for. Maybe you're there for a cheer competition, or you're there for a band situation, and you can sort of work around what you need to do with dining in lounges. So Hollywood Brown Derby has a great lounge outside. Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom is awesome. It's connected to Tiffin's and has a really nice small plate menu. And don't forget California Grills Lounge. You can order off the full menu, and that is a super fancy dinner that is first come, first served, so no advanced dining reservations needed. And you can even come back to view the fireworks later in the evening at California Grill's exclusive fireworks viewing platform. Now remember, people often cancel their advanced dining reservations right before the 24-hour mark because they don't want to get charged if they're not going to make it to that reservation. So keep checking back the week and the day before. You can even check at the podium to see if there's any last-minute no-shows. This is a good tactic even if you did plan far in advance but still weren't able to get the Cinderella's Royal Table or Le Cellier or Be Our Guest reservation that you wanted. And recently there's also been a cast member stationed on Main Street early in the day with a book for same-day dining reservations. These are separate from My Disney Experience reservations, and they keep a surprising number set aside for day of reservations, so be on the lookout with that cast member. All right, a few hotel tips. Again, this is another one that's near and dear to my heart because whenever I'm booking reservations, there's usually no hotels left in Disney World. So first tip is to book room only. Now this means you're not booking your room as part of a package. You're just booking the room. No tickets, no dining plan, just the room. If you book room only, that means you can cancel your reservation up to 5 days in advance, and you don't have to worry about losing a bunch of money at the 45-day mark. So book room only, and you're very flexible with changing your reservation if you need to. Also, keep checking for your ideal room. Cancellations do happen. So if a Savannah View room at the Animal Kingdom Lodge is what you really want, go ahead and book a room at Coronado Springs and keep double checking. Keep seeing if you can change that reservation, and a Savannah View room might pop up. Next tip, if you can't get what you want, call Disney World directly. Even if you're not finding what you want on the website, a Disney cast member might be able to piece together a stay for you. Maybe there's 2 nights available here, 1 night available here, and they might be able to cobble one together. Speaking of, you can always book a split stay at different resorts or the same resort. So you could book 2 nights at Coronado Springs and then book those 2 nights at the Savannah View Room of Animal Kingdom Lodge if it happens to come available for only 2 nights instead of the 4 nights of your stay. Or you can book 2 separate stays at the same resort. So if there's an Animal Kingdom Lodge Savannah View room available Monday and Tuesday night, and then there's a separate reservation available Wednesday and Thursday night, book both of them and let the folks know at check-in that you'd like to stay in the same room. They can usually figure out a situation where all you have to do is check out and check back in, and they'll just give you different keys for that second stay and you can stay in the same room. At least they'll do their best. That's not guaranteed, but they'll do their best. See, you can tell I've had some crazy experiences, right? Now, this last one is definitely a tip, but it's something you want to do with caution. If you are going for a certain length of time and there isn't availability for the room you're looking for, look for maybe 1 day less or 1 day more from the time you need to stay and see if it comes available. Sometimes Disney only releases rooms for a full week instead of 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, because they don't want that 1 or 2 day stay left over. So something might be available for a whole week that's not available for 4 nights. So that's something that you can call Disney directly and say, hey, I saw this was available for a full week. Can I get it for just those 4 nights? Kind of confusing, but it often works. Next tip to hack your last-minute Disney vacation is to use a travel agent. So last-minute bookings might mean you don't have the time to look for deals, hotel availability, special offers. So instead, let a travel agent do the work for you. They're completely free. They know everything about Disney. And while you're going to work and taking care of your kids, they can actually do this research for you and make sure you get the best deal. So you guys know we really like Small World Vacations. You can contact them, let them know we sent you. They can keep an eye on advanced dining reservations for you and or find the best promo code or deal to save you the most money on your trip. Don't forget to ask for any discounts and specials when booking, and ask for upgrades once you check in at Disney World. Sometimes there's great deals on upgrading to a better view or to club level if the rooms haven't been booked by the time you arrive. Next tip for hacking a last-minute Disney trip, get up early or stay late. So if you've only got a few days in the park and you weren't able to get those fast passes that you want, getting to the parks for rope drop means arriving at least 30 minutes ahead of park opening and beating those crowds, as most people don't show up until around 10 a.m. So you'll be able to tour a lot in the first hour or two after a park opens, and the waits will be some of the lowest they'll be all day. Alternatively, stay late. If you're not a morning person and maybe you're a night owl, stay late, because wait times do tend to drop at the end of the night, especially during the fireworks. So use that time to ride rides instead, or book an after-hours event. Those are those hard-ticketed extra events that get you exclusive access to the parks 3 hours after it's closed. So hard-ticketed events let you avoid the crowds and remove the need for FastPass, so you don't have to worry about so much planning. So you just have to show up and enjoy, but it is pricey, so be prepared. Next tip for hacking a last-minute Disney trip is to either use extra magic hours or avoid extra magic hours. So if you haven't gotten great FastPass selections because it's a last-minute trip, then head to those extra magic hours, ride all those rides you want to ride, and then head out and go to the park that had extra magic hours yesterday. That way, you're going to get lower crowds, shorter waits, and still be able to hit some of your top attractions during extra magic hours. Next tip, and this is only for you if you are really serious about getting a lot of stuff done on your last minute trip, is to book a VIP tour. So VIP tours not only get you behind the scenes at Disney World to see how the magic is created, but they can also get you a shortcut to several attractions without worrying about grabbing fast passes ahead of time. Now, this is an extremely pricey option, so it's only for you if this is like your must-do Disney trip and you got the last minute opportunity and it's basically Christmas Day. So up to 10 guests can go on a VIP tour starting at $425 per hour with a minimum of 7 hours. And you can design your own day or choose from several pre-made tours of varying length and price. You'll get lunch, expedited entrance to some attractions, and tons of knowledge from the Disney tour guide. And here's something completely different. So if you're going on a last minute Disney trip, maybe the best thing to do is to relax instead. So maybe you don't want to spend the extra cash on an after hours event or a VIP tour, and you'd prefer to have a relaxing vacation. Disney World resorts have lots of activities that don't book up nearly as fast as popular ADRs and FastPasses. So arrival and departure days are great days to consider checking out what's available at your resort. You definitely don't need to feel like you need to be in the parks from rope drop to goodnight kiss each day, and you can get a little relaxation instead. So we do have a whole video about all the awesome activities you might not know about at your Disney World resort, like tours, wagon rides, and wine tastings. And you can also plan a day at the spa or just head to Disney Springs and shop. And if you're going to do all of that stuff, there's really no planning required. So there's a bunch of things to do when you're planning your last minute Disney trip. These are our tips, it's our hacks, and the things we do all the time. So we're able to get the best trip we can, even if we're going in like 3 days. Thank you guys for listening, and thanks for watching. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog. We'd love to hear your tips for hacking a last minute Disney trip in the comments. It really helps the rest of our subscribers to see what your personal experiences have been. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.